Hey guys, welcome to Sippin' and Spillin' with Sid from 3 Mississippi. Hopefully my phone doesn't overheat. This is gonna be a short one today. I am running into town to the hairdresser to go see Miss Amber. I forgot my microphone because I was editing and I just made a mad dash to get out of the house because I realized what time it was. And Mike, we have a group text, some of us, going with Mama V and Mel and Gary and David, and Mike and Lissa and Anthony and Roxanne and everybody. And, sometimes we'll ask each other questions or we'll whatever. Anyway, it's just, one of those things. Well, they had been talking about something and Mike knew I was leaving to go to town. And he accidentally texted them in the group message a picture of his body wash, Old Spice, by the way, and and said, "Whoops!" After he did it, he's like, "Whoops, wrong group, wrong text." So now everybody's beating him up in the text messages, and my phone's blowing up because they're giving him a hard time about his body wash now. So it's so funny. At least it wasn't something terrible, right? I guess there could have been worse things that he texted by accident, but that was rather humorous. So now I gotta go to Walmart, which I wasn't planning on, but I guess I have to stop at Walmart on the way home and get his body wash. I was gonna do it before, but I don't have time. So I gotta do it on the way back and get her done so that he doesn't get stinky, because we don't want that either. And then Frankie's got a big weekend, sort of big night out. She's gonna go to the football game. One of her friends is cheering, and then she's gonna go spend the night, and then we'll get her on Saturday at some point. And so she's excited about that, and she's not real into the sports, but she likes to go and hang out with her friends and everything. So I think she's excited to it's her first one of the season. I mean, I think they've only had one game so far anyway. It's not like she's missed a ton. And I'm sure she'll go to a few more. She also decided to apply to throw her hat into the ring for homecoming court, which they do a little differently out here than I've ever seen. You have to meet a bunch of criteria, and she just got a lot of her testing back from the previous year and maybe from the beginning of this year. I'm not sure. I didn't clarify on that. But no surprise, she's smart, and she ranked well above the state average, and she's a good kid. And anyway, and she's got all the teachers love her, and she's an easy kid and all of that, right? She's always been that way. Except for her first day of preschool where she bit 2 kids, but that's another story. You have to have all this criteria that you meet in order to apply for the court, to even be able to be voted on. So, and then I think a teacher has to sponsor you or something too, or has to recommend you or something. Anyway, so her friend kind of goaded her into doing it, and she's like, "Well, I guess I'm going to do it." And I'm like, "Well, that's fine." So I don't think she's even told Mike about it yet, or she might have told him about it. I don't know how much detail she got into it with him about it, but there's a dance for it that you have to have an escort for, that's either your father, your brother, an uncle or something, or a student from the school, like another boy from the school or something. But she was saying she was going to ask Mike to do it because they used to do at her old school, they had father-daughter and got cut off abruptly because my phone overheated, so I'm gonna have to splice these together on my computer. But anyway, they used to go to a father-daughter dance every year at her old school, and she was saying, "Oh, it'd be kind of like going to a father-daughter dance again, like one more time." And I was like, "Oh, that's sweet." So we'll see if she makes it on the court. She still has to be voted in, but she's quickly made friends here. And so, and she is a loner yet a social butterfly at the same time. She's an odd mix of those two things, which I guess is also kind of typical of only children. If you have an only child in your life, or you know somebody who's an only child, It's very typical. We like our downtime, we like our alone time, we like our space, but then when we're with the people, we tend to be very people-y. Even when we don't really feel like being people-y. That's just how we are. So kind of funny. But we got recognized the other day, which is always weird when somebody recognizes us from the channel, because you can kind of see them look at you, and sometimes they recognize you right away. And sometimes it takes them a second, like I know them from somewhere and they have to kind of place it. But either way, it's always just kind of funny. And I think I never react the right way. So I'm just going to put this out there. If you ever meet me in public and it's not at a meetup where I'm anticipating people coming up to me in that capacity, I may react very strangely, just because I don't do it well. Like somebody will be like, oh, hey, I watched your channel. And I'll be like, oh, thanks. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, I never know what to say. It just comes out awkward and weird, and like I should be in the corner chewing on my hair. But which my hairdresser would disapprove of. But it's time for me to go in. So this will be continued again with me looking like a drowned rat, probably. So we'll see you in a bit. Okay. So the hair has been done. I had to run to Walmart. Apparently, Frankie called me. Mike's got a migraine or something, so he's laying down. And so I picked up a couple things at the drugstore. And told her what to do for him in the meantime. So running some of my errands a little bit short so I can get home. Plus I still have editing to do for the video that's coming out today on 3 Mississippi. So I gotta get that wrap it up. But man, it is a hot one. Like that's one of the struggles. I'm gonna have to come up with something. I feel like there should be like a shade block behind the phone that like absorbs the heat or something, so you can still film in your window when you're driving into the sun. Because right now I'm driving east, so the sun's behind me, so it's not a problem. But when I was driving west into town, that's when it overheated on me that first time. So I need to invent something, like an umbrella or something. And I did pick up the Embarrassing body wash, his Old Spice. So he'll be able to at least be clean once his migraine passes. So, but that's all right. Hopefully he took something in the interim. We'll see. I guess I'll find out when I get home. I'll quiz him on what he did or what he took. So, because y'all that don't know, I was in pharmacy for 20 years. I was a certified tech. So I am generally a lot of my friends and families go to for what to do, what to take, what's this, what's that, when it comes to medical stuff. So I have to get them all squared away when I get home and try to keep them as comfortable as I can, because nobody likes a sick husband. All you ladies out there know, men can be, I'm not saying Mike's a baby, I'm just saying men can be a little bit more, they don't suck it up as well when they don't feel well sometimes. I mean, unless they're in like the heat of battle, that's like one thing. They could like lose a limb and they'll keep going, but they stub their toe. You know, I'm just kidding. You know, we love you guys, but y'all know when you get a cold, it's the man flu versus when a woman has a cold and she still has to, you know, woman up. But that's just, we're just built different for different things. That's part of biology, I think. But anyway, guys, I'm almost home. I'm sure I've prattled on long enough with all the stops and starts here in between. I'm gonna see if I can't figure out how to splice it together on my phone. There's probably an app for that. I'm sure some of you will comment what it is, but by then it'll be too late because I'll have already figured it out. So there you have it. Anyway, guys, I hope you're having a blessed day. I hope you go into having a blessed weekend and get all the things done and do all the things and the resting and the family time that you want this weekend, or the projects, or both. And until then, safety's off.